Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield, and with me today is
Austin Neal.
And this is What You Into Live.
What you into? What you into?
Hey, everybody, welcome into the podcast. So you're hearing me live, but I'm not live right now because we just finished up the podcast. Here's the deal. I got excited because doing live podcasts always makes me antsy. I forgot to hit the record button, so you missed the first 2 minutes of the podcast. By that, you didn't miss too much. Basically, just talking about we're live tonight here at High Grain, and we've been doing a 6-part series with High Grain. And tonight, I got to sit down with Austin Neal, who is the Director of Marketing Events and Community Engagement, who was one of the major cogs in the system that made this whole thing possible. And now, let's get into the podcast. So,
Pretty
all right.
normal amount.
Are people bugging you like phone calls and text messages and emails? Like, are you to escape any of this, or is communication coming in across the board?
Yeah, I think that I get a lot of emails. That's the number one thing that it's the easiest way to reach somebody, especially when you're kind of doing a cold call introduction. But emails have been pretty aggressive. Other than that, not too many people. An overwhelming amount of people have my phone number, which I kind of like to keep it that way for now, but I know that it's going to change pretty soon. So,
How did you feel about getting put out here as the public event speaking guy for tonight? So everybody else.
all right, so I got screwed here. All right, this is some bullshit. So Matt was really excited to go to your house because you get to drink beer, hang out with Tank, get a little loose, have a good time, and they were like, Austin, we would love for you to be a part of this. Do you want to sit in front of a bunch of people you don't know, not in a basement with you, drinking, watching TV? I got fucked in this situation.
It's not an easy position.
I'm excited to be with you, don't get me wrong, but just because I'm the director of marketing doesn't mean I love like showing face all the time.
No, this is, and it's not an easy one because, who knows what I'm going to ask you. So we'll see what happens.
I know,
But
I have no idea.
I think it'll be okay.
I think I'm all right.
All right, so let's get
Plus I have beer, so.
Yeah, you got beer. You're going to be okay. Everything's cool. So you guys do a lot of events here. You're usually spearheading them. Do you have a favorite event that you put on here? Because, I'm thinking about, like, Dankfest, Oktoberfest, your anniversary party.
Yeah.
I've been to all of them. They're all great. But do you have a favorite?
Yeah, they are all a lot of fun. I think I have probably two favorites, but I will give you a number one because that's such a bullshit answer. I hate when people are like, I'll give you my top three. No, I'll give you my favorite one. My favorite one is actually Dankfest. It is not only because I smoke weed, but a lot of because of that. I also told you earlier I love IPAs.
Yes.
But even aside from those things, it's kind of in the Earth Week category, which is kind of fun for us here at High Grain. And this year we're actually blowing it up. So this year it's going to be April 20th to the 23rd. We do it with Nine Giant, so it's like our collaboration. This year we're making some tweaks. We may or may not even be adding some natural terpenes to these beers. We'll see what happens. But we're really, really excited for those IPAs. But just that aside, it's just a good time. It's just like really cool, good, munchy food with a lot of people that are just like wanting to hang out at a brewery and drink dank IPAs, and it it has the whole weed theme, so that
I like the fact every year the chefs at both Nine Giant and High Grain try to see like who can come up with the more like stoner food that you can make.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird contest that happens. It's always good.
Yeah.
But there's always something odd that gets put together, which is delicious.
It's always incredible. I mean, last year the first thing that came to mind was Flamin' Hots. Chef and I are really big fans of those, and so he found a way to include that. But this year I'm actually pretty excited because that's news. Like those are surprises to me. He doesn't like tell me what he's doing ahead of time. He just kind of, hey, I'm gonna make some munchy food and we're gonna veg out and hang, and it ends up usually coming out to have some pretty good food. But chefs a low key wannabe stoner too, so it makes sense.
So everybody's able to bond over this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Well, look, man, you guys are getting ready to open up a second location in Finneytown. You're taking over the little Brentwood Bowl.
Yeah.
What kind of events are you planning to do over there? Like, have you looked at the space yet and thought like, oh, we should do this or that?
It's kind of weird to scale it mentally because we're going from a fairly small building here in Silverton, and we're staying here, by the way. We are not leaving Silverton, but we are going to a place that is 7 times the size. So it's kind of hard to mentally scale some of these events, but I think for sure a lot of them will follow us over, but some of them are just going to stay unique to Silverton too. Like Dankfest. It's our partnership with Nine Giant. It's a celebration of these communities and Earth Day and just really good dank beer. So that's just going to stay in Silverton. Other than that, though, like we'll take over Oktoberfest and different things like that for sure.
All right, right on.
But we have some things up our sleeve. I'm not going to release all that yet, but we're working with Springfield Township really closely on some like pretty exciting events and some other partners that are in that area. So we have a lot of exciting things to announce, but the first step is just to get the building done. So
okay,
we're
yeah,
there right now.
What is the schedule on opening a brewery? Because it's hilarious. Every time I talk to somebody, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be open in like April," and then cut to August.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we were there for a long time in terms of like rate of construction, but right now we're going to start soon. I won't say like in a couple weeks because we don't know exactly yet. We're just finalizing exact plans. There's only one shot at getting the plan right before everything starts going up. So we're just getting everything corrected, everything exactly how we want it, and then we'll start construction soon. We're told by the end of the year.
Nice.
We're hoping September, but that could change a little bit. The process, on the other hand, has been interesting. I mean, not a lot of breweries, when they get a second location, are they also moving 100% of their production equipment while doing it. And so it's going to present a lot of challenges that we're looking into solutions right now. We've got several, but yeah, we're just fine-tuning all the details, and hopefully mid to late summer we'll be brewing beer over there. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, dude, let's get off the clock. Let's talk about like the main segment of the show tonight. So the whole point of the show, what you're into, is either hobbies or collections, one or the other. And sometimes hobbies and collections kind of intersect, which I think yours is going to tonight. So we're here to talk about photography.
Yeah, man.
So first question to you, how did you get into it? Did you grow up in a family where you had a parent that was always taking pictures or using a camcorder? Like, what introduced you to the world of photography?
Yeah, my parents for sure, man. Like, I actually have memories of like Christmas morning, and part of the things are the gifts that I got, but like I would say the majority of my memories are like the time I spent with my family and my mom and dad having like the giant ass camcorder out.
Dude, those things look like grenade launchers.
Yeah, they're like a full VHS goes in the side, and like your dad has to put it on his shoulder and like
just like hunched over the whole time.
And now we literally have it on our phone.
Right.
What the hell? Anyways, yeah. Yeah, man, I just remember that a lot. My parents are both also like really artistic, right? Like my dad makes pottery for a living. Like that's what he does. He goes to art shows. He's at Summer Fair every year down here in Cincy, but he just moved to Florida. And I'm telling you, like just the amount of talent that comes out of just being able to perfect an art form and then live off that is pretty incredible. And then my mom, same thing. Like not only is she a good artist, like on paper, like doing paintings and drawings. Like I remember growing up watching her just like doodle while we're hanging out outside, and it ends up being like a drawing that would take me a month to draw, like, I mean, incredible stuff. But she's also a hairdresser and an entrepreneur, which I think there's a lot of artistry in that too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I kind of just came from that, like, that artistic mindset, that background. I mean, hell, my brother's a fashion designer, right?
Nice.
So like I come from this family of just very artistic people. And I struggled for a long time trying to find where my expression was in that, especially like growing up in my teen years and stuff, and trying my best to draw, trying my best to do clay stuff like my dad, and it just nothing ever hit right.
Dude, clay stuff is impossible.
It's so hard.
It's
man.
so hard.
Yeah.
I can draw, but I can't do anything with my hands in terms of like 3D stuff. Like I can make ashtrays, I can make snakes, and I can make baseballs. That's all I can make when it comes to ceramics.
Dude, I'm with you. I did just get to go to Florida and throw some pottery with my dad, and he just threw it in the mail a couple days ago. It's finished. so I'm hoping to get it here soon. I'm pretty pumped about that. But aside from being able to like to do stuff with my dad, help and assist, yeah, I'm like a sculpt it clayer. I'm not a throw it clayer, you know. So, but yeah, man, one of my requests for my 18th birthday actually was a DSLR camera, and
now when you got that, was it a film camera or was it a digital?
Yeah, I had played with some film cameras as a kid, but I never actually had my own until a while ago. But no, this was a DSLR digital. It was a Nikon, Nikon D something. I can't even remember. D90, I think. But man, I remember the moment because it was so monumental for me. We were at B-Dubs in Lebanon with some of my friends that my dad said I could invite. We're just hanging out, and he's like, "Hey, I got you one gift." Hands it down to me. I open it up, and I was like, "Oh, this is it. Like, this is gonna be the thing for me where I can like start really like pouring time into some artistic stuff." So that was like life-altering moment right there. So not really like grew up in a photography family, but I was exposed to it a lot and got the perfect gift at the time that I like needed it. So
were your parents able to, since they understood artistic things, were they able to talk to you about like principles of art and design or anything like that, or like the idea of like the rule of thirds to kind of start out, or did they just kind of let you explore on your own?
I think they would give me pointers if I asked. I think a lot of my family, especially my parents, and I take this as a good thing, is we're going to let you fail, you know, let you experience it, let you fail.
Failing is huge.
It is huge. I mean, and it's not easy. It doesn't feel good.
Failing sucks.
It sucks. Like, you don't want to feel that feeling, so you do what you can to not feel that way again, right? And so you work out at the craft. And so if I were to ask my mom about, like, hey, how do I get this effect when doing watercolor, she would show me, but I had to ask. I had to reach out and find help. Otherwise, it was do it until you figure it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that approach as far as what they're doing, where it's like they're there as an oracle if you need them.
Yeah.
But if not, they're just going to let you step back, try your own things, and have your success and failures. And you're absolutely right. Like, you have to fail at stuff. I think the hardest year in a job is the first year of a job, because that's when you screw everything up and you make all the mistakes. But that's what you learn from, and that's how you actually get better at the thing you do.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I did that with photography, too. I mean, I remember borrowing a camera to take pictures for, I don't know if you know what 4-H is, but like, yeah. So I did photography in 4-H and dog training, by the way. Did great at dog training.
So you're training the dogs and
if
taking
anyone
photos
needs a dog trainer, hit me up. Don't really do that. But I did photography in that, and I like got a little medal for it, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I did it the next year, and no one cared about my stuff because it was really bad. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not what to do. Got it. Okay.
That's when you're going through your experimental phase?
Yeah,
was that your blue period?
Exactly. Yeah, you got to fail a little bit.
So as you were learning about stuff, were you taking classes? Were you going on YouTube? Like, how were you starting to figure out techniques, and how were you starting to figure out what was making good pictures, what was making bad pictures?
Yeah, that's a good point. I had a couple friends that were really into photography. One, his name was Kevin, and he was really a good, like, had like kind of the same creative eye that I had, in sense of like how I want the aesthetic that I wanted my pictures to have, and like the angles that I was interested in getting. He also was doing so. I learned a lot from him just watching, and honestly, it was learning my camera. Every single camera is like wildly different. I just switched completely over from DSLR to Fuji recently, and it's a mirrorless Fuji X-T3, and it's got all these old school adjustments, so you're not going in on the screen and adjusting things. It's like actual moving parts of your camera to adjust aperture and everything else, and I love that part of it. Like, it's so fun. But yeah, I learned from Kevin. I learned from just like watching people mess with their cameras. And then outside of that, man, I loved going to bookstores. I would go to Barnes & Noble and get like the photography for dummies. I wouldn't usually buy it. I would just sit in Barnes & Noble.
You just hang out at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
You grab a Starbucks, you just chill for 2 hours, and
Absolutely.
just steal from Barnes & Noble.
Yes, 100. I'm probably 90% of the reason they failed.
All right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
sorry, Barnes and Noble, but no, yeah,
This
it's.
is why Amazon is the monolith that is today. It's
gosh.
because of you not supporting this bookstore.
I knew it was going to come back to haunt me one day, but oh well.
Yeah, thanks for being Bezos'
Yeah.
best friend, you dick. So did you learn anything from like YouTube? Because that's where I get the majority of my stuff from. Like if I don't know something, I just YouTube it. That's basically how I figured out how to fix anything in my house, or anytime I have like a problem like with Photoshop or Illustrator or Procreate, I'm just like, oh, it's good to YouTube and figure it out.
So I'm apparently late to the party because when I first got the camera, no, I would like just sit there and get really frustrated and change things until the picture turned out right. And now as I've gotten older, I'm like everything in my life. I'm like wondering how to fold a bed sheet, and I go onto YouTube. Like I go to YouTube for shit like literally every day for work. Yeah, I'm a YouTube addict now, but it's awesome because there are actually incredibly talented like photographers, people that do marketing for breweries on there that are like, hey, these are the experiences I've had. This is what I did. It's really cool.
All these people just give away knowledge for free.
Yeah.
Like there's no entry fee. You're not being charged. You can just like, I had this specific issue. Boom, look it up. Somebody's made a video on it. I mean, and it cracks me up because there's stuff where it's like there's literally some dude out there in the world. It's like, hey, here's how to change the stopper in your toilet.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would never think to record myself doing this, but thank God this guy did.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that. Like he probably went and was like, I don't know how the fuck to do this. I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to record it so no one asks me how to do this again, and we'll just throw it out there. And now he's hopefully got some sponsorship money or something.
Yeah, hopefully he's getting monetized.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's getting a little bit of kickback.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's a good service right there.
yeah, my second floor bathroom thanks him for helping me out with that. So, all right, so you hit upon something that I think is really important to talk about, especially when we're talking about like real cameras. Like we're not talking just your digital phone and touchscreen stuff. We're talking about the idea of like actually being able to adjust your f-stops, your apertures, all that. The cameras are a weird, like they are an artistic thing, but they're also a machine at the same time.
Yeah.
And you have to take care of them. What's that like for you to like have to deal with something where you have to know how to adjust in different lights, different spaces to get the results you want?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. Like I said, I don't have any like formal training in photography. I'm taught myself from like 15 on. I learned a lot, especially with brewery photography. I mean, let's be real. A lot of my job is taking pictures of liquid in a glass,
Nice.
right? Which so you want to get like the best shot you can, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I probably get shots I could have spent a little more time on, but sometimes those things just don't matter as much. But yeah, I learned a lot from a buddy of mine, Shay Narker. He, for a long time, was photographer at Mad Tree, and I worked there for a little while as well. And I learned a lot about just day-to-day kind of things that he was doing. So when I got the job opportunity here at High Grain, I've reached out to him first and was like, hey, so I have some questions, like, what did you do every day? Because I don't really know what to do. And he helped me out from everything from literally photography, settings on my camera for low light in a brewery or different things like that, all the way to, how I should be spending my time. So I think people are invaluable, like the people you meet up with and the people that are able to like add something to your life. Hopefully you do the same for them, but yeah, Shay is definitely one of those people. He's a very talented photographer and person, so pretty integral person to have in my life.
So you were talking about like using this as a skill for work as well as something you enjoy doing. Where does that split come for you? Like when is photography enjoyable and when is photography a job?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I actually didn't take pictures for probably 2 or 3 years right after college because I had been taking wedding photos, senior photos, engagement photos, doing all that stuff, and I got so burnt out that I didn't even want to pick up my camera.
Can we go into a sidebar and talk about this?
Please.
Dude, how horrible is working weddings?
It's the worst, man.
It seems like the worst job on the planet.
I absolutely hate it.
Like, you're dealing with people that for one day think they're the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, do this, and they have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing when you're an artist or any kind of creative thing, you got to deal with people who you get hit with that weird combo of, oh, I could never do what you do, and then you get hit with, well, why does it cost that much? And then you get hit with, well, you should do it this way.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like the triangle of sadness of
it's awful.
I want to, like, I hate everything right now.
And honestly, I just want to say, did you like the pictures you saw on my website?
Because that's what you're going to
Is
get.
that why you reached out to me?
If you
cool.
let me do my thing.
That's what I'm going to do. If just let me do that, I will tell you where I need you to be if I need you to be somewhere. Otherwise, just let me do my thing, you know? I learned very quickly contracts are 100% needed. You have to.
Contracts are real.
Oh, my gosh. If you ever do pictures for a wedding, create a contract, put everything in it, and make them both sign it. Because, oh man.
How do you deal with people who are not models, but for the day they need to be? Like, do you have to, like, do you get like super stiff like grooms and stuff that you like don't know what to do with their hands, or?
Oh yeah.
Like you kind of got to walk them through it.
Yes. Usually bride and groom are okay because they're in their element. They're loving this day. They're pumped unless they're like Bridezilla style, but. Yeah. It's usually like a groomsman or a bridesmaid that's just like way too worried about how they look on a day that no one cares how they look. Let's be real. No one is looking at you. No one cares. Like the eyes are not on you.
The fourth bridesmaid is like, this is about me. It's like, it's really not.
It's really not.
It's like you were that friend from college that got invited, and it's 5 years later.
Yeah. There's a reason that like it was a while before she hit you up. You know, like
you were not first pick.
You weren't the first pick. That's why you're fifth in line. Like, come on.
Oh man, yeah, dude, that seems
it's the worst.
Rough. Did you ever like have any like nightmare gigs with working weddings where like it rained or like something happened where like you're hauling equipment, you know, like 200 yards out into a field or anything?
I did have a wedding, it was engagement photos that I was taking, and I slipped on a rock. So we were doing a shot actually in French Park. And they were like this cool little scene where they're sitting on rocks and like on this branch in the woods. They love the outdoors, so that's where they picked. So I'm standing there like haphazardly, I like to say, on rocks and trying to take this picture. I slip. My natural reaction is to put my hand down and catch myself. So I let go of my camera.
These are all bad ideas.
They're all bad ideas. And I'm also the crazy person that does not like having a strap on my camera. It drives me crazy.
Are you like one of those guys that has an iPhone without a cover on it?
Thankfully, okay, so disclaimer, High Grain bought my iPhone. This is a work phone, so that was not an option. If it was my personal phone, yes, I would probably not have a case. But
dear God.
Yeah, I like to live on the edge. But yeah, drop my camera, lens pops off, it goes in the water. I'm like, okay, well, this is it. This sucks.
This is cinematography career.
This is all I can do. Somehow, I immediately like dried it off, told them basically like, listen, I'll come back and do this. You don't have to pay me. We'll figure this out. It got all dried off. I took it to Dodd up the street in Kenwood, and it ended up working.
Did you
I had to replace a couple pieces, but
did you have to like put it in a bag of rice or something?
No, that does not. That I hate. You know what? I work sidebar on the sidebar.
Sidebar on the sidebar. Is this an old wives' tale?
I used to work at Apple at the Kenwood Mall, and the amount of people that would come in with an iPhone and a bag of rice, I'm like, y'all, I promise you it doesn't do anything. It does nothing. Anyways, full laptops sometimes in grocery bags filled with rice.
It's fine. It was the 4th of July. I blacked out. I jumped in the pool. I forgot I had my iPhone and my jeans.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can make this work with some rice, right?
Yeah, sure. No, not at all. Not at all. No. It's astounding how many people think that's true.
All right.
Anyways, back on the other sidebar.
Yeah, so, all right, so weddings, no good.
No.
Senior portraits, huh?
They're a little better as long as the parents are like chill, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, let's be real, high school kids are outspoken.
Yeah.
They know what they want their senior pictures to look like, and it's usually not what their parents want them to look like.
No.
So that was easy as long as the parents were just like letting it happen instead of
trying to force it.
Yeah, like put your hand gently on your chin. No one does that.
No one
like,
does
you
that.
look ridiculous. So.
No, I want to do like a Dragon Ball Z like Goku pose. Can I do that?
That would be awesome.
Can I Naruto run and you just take photos of this?
Yeah, there was I did senior photos for somebody who they were like, I've always just wanted that picture in the middle of the street. And I'm like, sweet, let's find a cool road.
Yeah.
And I guess I shouldn't be like telling kids to run in the street, but
That's fine. No,
it provided an awesome picture.
Allegedly, that's all you got to say. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You told some kids to run in the street.
Allegedly, that's what I was
told. And allegedly,
told.
you took some pictures.
That's what I was told.
And you photoshopped it.
The pictures look great.
Awesome. So, all right. So here's kind of a thing, and you kind of alluded to it before, where you had your original camera, you got a new camera, and this is what sometimes happens with hobbies is you inadvertently get a collection out of it because you just start amassing things.
Yeah.
So how many cameras are you sitting on currently?
I only have one right now.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I guess if you count my phone, like let's be real, these phones these days like take some pretty damn good pictures.
This phone I have right now kills what
It's
my
insane,
original
dude.
digital camera. My
Yeah.
original digital camera was like a 3.5 megapixel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. And like the portrait mode, pretty incredible just on the AI technology that it's able to do that. It's still not as good though as just a handheld mirrorless or DSLR camera. I just don't know when that changes. I don't know when, we get that camera finally on our phone that takes as good of a picture, but
see, right now you're being PC gamer guy. You're
I'll go down.
You're shitting on
I'll
me
go
for
down.
having a PlayStation 5. You're
Yeah.
like, well, if you got a solid state core and you get some fans, it's way better. And I can get all my stuff off Steam.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, I will go down fighting over that.
Over this?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The day that like they don't make handheld cameras anymore, I quit. I'm done. And that's so sad.
I think they're. Oh man. Okay. Well, I can't predict the future. That's true. We might. Who knows what we're gonna have in the future? We might have like. I didn't think we were gonna have these when I was I was a kid.
When I saw the iPod,
Yeah.
I was like, this is the future. Like, not a phone on it.
No.
Like, I'm just going to be able to always have music in this little device I carry around.
Oh my God! Yeah, dude. I loved the original iPod. Like, I have an iPod tattooed on me,
Oh,
just
that's
because it
awesome.
changed life for me. I
Yeah.
mean, being able to have your entire music collection on you at any time.
Insane.
I mean, growing up in the era of like mixtapes, and then starting to get into like CDs and having to buy CDs and having to make mix CDs, or having to like keep a CD like a Bible or a wallet in
Oh,
your
yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah.
And then people would like bash out your passenger side window and would steal your CD wallet. Like, to be able to have all your stuff in one spot that's the size of a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
Game
Millions
changer.
of things now. I mean, now at this point, I was talking about this to a friend the other day. We don't own anything at this point, right? Like, when's the last time you bought a movie?
Pretty much everything's streaming now. Now I'm going to ruin this for you because I recently did buy the Witch off of Amazon, but it was
Sure.
$5.
Okay, but is it digital?
No, it's a Blu-ray hard copy.
Oh, you got it. Oh, I love you.
But I
That's
got it
awesome.
because it was $5.
I mean, absolutely.
Because I was like, I could either own the physical media or I could download it for the same price.
Yeah.
I'll just get the physical. But you're right. Everything today is streaming.
Yeah, we don't own anything.
There's-
Like, we don't
there's less
buy
and less
music,
physical copies.
right? You just pay $10.99 to listen to whatever you want,
Yeah.
which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it is kind of weird. I miss like unwrapping the plastic from my Blu-ray and opening it up and taking out the disc, making sure it's good. Like, I miss all that.
Well, this is a reoccurring theme of the show, is the idea of ritual, and also finding stuff that you hadn't planned on finding. I think that's another big thing that's missing in today's society, because now if I want something streaming, I just go into a streaming service and I just buy what I want, but I know
Right.
what I want going into it. Whereas if I go into a physical brick and mortar store, I'm probably going to stumble upon something I hadn't planned on buying, and
Oh,
now
absolutely.
I'm scooping it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, brick and mortar 100% is where I lay still. I mean, I still have the streaming services like everybody else. I'm not crazy, but at the same time, I would much rather go buy my clothes in person and get my movie in person. And yeah, I'm not about that digital web shopping.
Dude, I'm built like a mailbox. I have to buy everything in person. Like, I can't buy pants online. I'm built like a troll man. You know,
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
And they're like, "Don't worry, it's free delivery for
It's like,
returns."
it
and I'm
doesn't
like,
matter.
it's gonna take 15 tries.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that?
Why would I do this? Yeah, no doubt. All right, so you got the one camera, but then, okay, here's where the collection comes in. Man, as a photographer, you guys have stuff. You guys have
Yeah.
bags, you have lights, you have
Yeah.
lenses.
Oh yeah.
what's it been like amassing your kit of what you have? Let me ask you this: when you did make the switch from your old camera to your new camera, did anything carry over? Do you have to buy all new shit?
No, that was the big switch over. I wanted to get a lot more into video. And yeah, I had to acquire a lot of stuff over time, and I already had two different Ronins, camera stabilizers, if you don't know what those are, and so basically just nice smooth video. My camera does actually not have internal stabilization, which is a really big bummer. I wish it did, but those stabilizers are magic. I mean, I can get a really still shot while I'm running, which is pretty incredible. And then I got a drone because I was like, man, there's so many opportunities to do like large events. People want sky views, real estate. I've done a couple of those. Like people want to see the whole property from above. That's not a terrible image on Google Maps, right? So
drones are such a gigantic game changer.
Yeah.
Like I go back now and I watch movies from like the 70s through 2010s, and I'm like, this shot was either done with a jib or it was done with a helicopter.
Yeah.
Because that's all you could do.
Yeah.
And now you can just throw a camera on a drone and pop it up anywhere and get amazing shots.
Yeah. Did you ever have those people that flew over with helicopters over your property and they'd take pictures of your house?
Yep.
And then they'd knock on your door one day and be like, look at this amazing picture I took of your house. Would you like this for $400?
Right.
Yeah, now you can just like buy a drone for $400
and just pop it up.
Take as many pictures as you want, and they're incredible. Yeah.
The crazy thing too with drones is depending on what kind of drone you get, you have to get licensing for it, and then there's like places where you can and can't fly them.
Sure.
Yeah. Which is also interesting to have to deal with.
I plead the fifth. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't incriminate yourself on the podcast.
Not at all.
I was a few years ago. I was out in LA, and we went to the beach, and I saw some dude flying a drone over top of the ocean, like taking picture of all these sea lions.
Yeah.
And from about like 150 feet up, I saw his phone drop off the drone and go right into the Pacific.
Oh man, dude, that's the worst. So I unfortunately had something similar happen. Was at a lake in Indiana with my friends and at their lake house, and I'm like, oh, you know what would be awesome? I'm gonna bring my drone out and get video of us skiing. Like that'd be awesome.
That's
right? I mean, who doesn't want that footage? And I'm going out, I'm getting really cool stuff, and the last person to go, I send the drone out, and then my whole screen goes black. And I just watch the drone drop right into the middle of the lake.
Damn it.
Gone. So I'm sure the footage was cool, but I never got to see it, unfortunately.
That sucks,
Bought
man.
a whole new drone afterwards.
That sucks.
They're pretty cool, though.
They are pretty cool. What about lenses? Like, how many of those guys do you have?
I only have 2 right now, actually. I need more, technically. I just kind of wing it with what I have, or sometimes I'll rent some lenses. Renting lenses from like ProCam on the east side or like Dodd is kind of the way to go if you don't want to buy a $2,000 lens.
Really? You can just rent them?
Oh, absolutely, man. Like $50 or something. I'm like, I feel like I'm a fucking ad for these people right now. But yeah, you like $50 or something, and you like can rent it for 3 days and have this incredible lens. And
so camera stores have the same setup as Home Depot, where if I need a tiller, I can just go rent it, and if I need an action lens, I can go rent it.
Yes,
dude, that's awesome.
It's incredible. Lighting, sound equipment, cameras, like literally the list goes on. It's pretty incredible. But I have a 35 millimeter and a 16 millimeter. Both are fixed lenses, so they're non-zoom. They just stay at those focal lengths. But a lot of that is really good for video, and that's how I like to use it a lot. But honestly, a standard 35 millimeter lens is really all you need for most shots you want to get.
What's the difference between the millimeter lenses? Like, is it the lower it is, the more close up it is, or the further away it is?
So the lower number, like the wider you're talking. So You think about the way that you see, you kind of see like, I'm actually making this up as I go, but I'd say like 12 millimeter. Like, so you see a pretty wide angle, but when it's 35, you're seeing a little more of a narrow angle. It's a little more boxed in. So as the number goes up, that you also are able to see farther. That's the cool thing too. So if you have like a 120 or whatever, like you're able to get a lot more focal length. So you're able to see farther, like telescope style.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good stuff. Matt just dropped off these labels, man.
Yeah, what are those?
These are pretty badass.
Those are cool.
Yeah, these labels that you drew. We'll talk about them later, I'm sure, but these things are pretty incredible.
They're nice.
Good job.
Hey, if we want another beer, what do we do to get one?
What's that?
What do we do to get another beer?
I don't know. How do we?
Do we just ask, or
Am I allowed to yell
I
for a
don't-
beer? Matt, can Tank and I have another beer, please?
Thank you, dude. That worked.
We want the Rancid Rabbit Hole sounds pretty
That'd be
good.
awesome.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you. Hey, nice. Way to
Sorry, everyone.
I mean,
That's how you do it.
If they have to hear our conversation, they have to hear our beer orders. All right, so what do you enjoy taking pictures of? Because we've talked about you doing jobs and stuff, but like if there's not a job involved, if it's just you taking photography, just
Sure.
out taking pictures, what do you want to take pictures of? Are you a landscape guy? Are you a people guy? Or do you try to do artsy stuff?
Definitely like playing around with the artsy stuff a lot. I live in the city, so I live downtown off Liberty, and that's just a good area to walk around and take pictures too. I love like city architecture and but honestly, people. I always sound so creepy when I say that, but I really like taking pictures of people, especially like candid shots when people are just living their everyday lives, doing their everyday thing. Sometimes I'll walk around the city, take those shots. I'm not a total creep. I do walk up to them and let them know, hey, I just took this picture of you. Mm-hmm. You cool with it? Like, and I'll delete it if they're not. But yeah, I try my best to capture people in their element, doing their thing, kind of pretending that I'm not there. So those, I think you get a really cool. I get a little deeper here about this topic, but you get a really cool aspect into people's lives that way. So, Matt, you are incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So, Logo's out.
Logo's out.
So make sure people know where they are.
Yeah. Everyone's got to see the High Grain logo. But yeah, I just think you get to see a really interesting perspective of people's lives when they have no idea that they're being looked at. Mm-hmm. And that sounds so creepy. Again, I understand. But, you're sitting at the bus stop maybe, and you're just waiting, doing your everyday thing that you do 365 times a year. But there's something unique about it, right? There's something unique about how everybody does their thing. So you capture some part of that vibe that people give off. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like there is kind of two ways you can take pictures of people. You can either, hey, I am taking your picture and pose, or it's just capture people in their natural habitat, what they're doing, what their day-to-day is like. Yeah. And you can get some really cool stuff with that when people don't notice that there's a camera trained on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the hard part is the middle. So, we were talking earlier about, growing up in a family and people taking pictures, videos and stuff. Growing up, my family didn't really take a lot of pictures. We don't really have a ton of them. And so I wasn't used to that. And whereas I married into my wife's family, and my wife's family are like the Kennedys, where they document everything.
Yeah.
And there's constantly cameras. And it took me a minute to get used to it. And it was really weird at first because I just wasn't used to having a camera on me on a regular basis.
Yeah.
When I was just kind of hanging out. And so I figured out I don't mind posing for pictures, and I don't mind people taking candids of me, but I don't like it when I'm doing something and somebody's like, hey, move your hand here and model this.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing I can't do. I can't do the weird in-between of model it, make it look natural.
Well, I think that's pretty normal. I think most people in that situation immediately tense up, and so none of their movements are normal. They're not. It's the Anchorman thing, right? Like, what do I do with my hands?
What do I do with my hands?
Just like a hand's just sitting there. Like, what am I supposed to do with these?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I completely agree. That's, again, let's go back. I hate wedding photography for that reason. Hey, move your arm over this way a little bit, and then they move it too far, and it's like, oh God, this is like...
No, not that.
Not that. Just do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. It's awful. I like more just like natural flow of life, whether that's good or bad, right? Life is not, like I said earlier, with senior photos, it is not like gently placing your hand on your chin. That's no one sits that way. Sit how you sit, like let's get a picture that's authentic, that's real. So I like that kind of stuff more. But
when you're doing photography now, is it, and you said you're shooting a lot of stuff downtown, but with people, does it have to be in an urban setting, or is it people anywhere?
I think people anywhere.
People anywhere?
Yeah, for sure. I've actually kind of lately had a little bit of an urge to try and find a farm. We work with a lot of really cool farms here at High Grain, but I might hit up one of them. But just to experience 45 minutes out of the city, people that are waking up every day and they have a routine, but it's not a routine that we see very much, right? Like, I think that's really unique too. So I think just capturing really people doing them, like you do you, and I'll just be here. I just want to capture what that looks like. So
I think there is something to be thought of about when you're talking about like documentary photography like that, where you're the fly on the wall that nobody sees, and the ability to be able to interact with someone in their day to day is different than yours. Because I always think about like there's 330 Americans. And then think about all the different jobs these people have, all the different lives that they have, the things that they do, the things I know I could never do.
Yeah.
And also just living that experience of them in their life, So
Yeah.
it's interesting to get to see what life is like through somebody else's eyes on some level.
Yeah, I think it's the closest you get to living in someone else's shoes a little bit too. I'm a huge documentary fan. I'm that nerdy. Like, I watch 60 Minutes. I'm into it, man. I want to see like what is going on around the world and what is life like for other people, because I think we get pretty spoiled. Like we get to celebrate Dank Fest. Like celebration about weed and beer. That's so there are countries where you would get murdered for that. So like.
I like how you zigged and zagged it there. Where like I was like, oh man, we're gonna get real serious, and you're like, yeah, I mean, you could be in some country where you don't have water, whereas we have Dank Fest coming at you on April 20th.
Yeah, right.
From the
Dank Fest plug April 20th. Yeah, no, I mean it's just it's wild, man. Just to like see documentaries. I mean, it could even be your neighbor down the street that you just like, whoa, life is totally different over there. You know,
yeah.
So I have like a documentary obsession. So.
I'm a fan of documentaries as well. I like seeing different stuff. I like Louis Theroux's stuff. I think is really cool.
Sure.
I like what he's done. And what's the guy that does all the stuff with the soft music and the
I know what you're talking about.
It's in black and white.
Maybe it'll come to us. I don't know.
Ken Burns.
Ken Burns. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Yep.
I was gonna say somebody's definitely screaming in their car right now about Ken Burns.
Yeah. Like, you guys are idiots. You don't know anything.
So, okay. Do you ever do theme series? Like, do you ever like do it? So you're talking about like taking pictures of people downtown. Do you ever like do a thing where it's like, this is like Sunday in OTR, or do you ever do a theme series where you work with models where like you're setting up backgrounds and stuff that you're wanting to express?
Yeah, I got you. I think that I really do like focusing on something when I go out. So whether or not that's ends up being a series, it usually ends up being like, all right, I'm obsessed with people standing at the bus stop. That's just like for a really weird reason that I can't explain why. I'm going to walk around for a week and take pictures of people standing at bus stops. And I guess that's a series, right? But outside of that, like it's kind of just like as I'm moving through life, if something hits me where I'm like, I want to know more about that, like that's usually something that I end up wanting to capture at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to do more of like a series. I think like I love what you I'm going to steal that, by the way. Sundays and OTR.
Hey man, go for it.
Sounds like a TV show.
It does sound like a TV show. Back in the day when I used to work in a brewery, like I ended up doing a series of stuff because kind of you were talking about earlier with like how do you spend the day and fill the time. Like I constantly had to have social media posts, and so part of that was just like, okay, every day I need to get a photo. And it just turned into a series of stuff of like shooting macro photos of like the canning line of the fermenters, or of just like I'm super big on stuff that deals with like repetition. So like shooting over top of like a pallet of cans and just having that same shape repeat over and over again.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Rheingeist actually, they just posted I don't mean to keep bringing up beer, but I do follow a lot of beer accounts.
Hey, it's part of your job, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, and I love what Rheingeist does. They have some really cool stuff, and lately it just seems like their socials become a lot more relatable and like kind of fun. But one shot that they did take was just a repetition of the tops of cans. You can't even really tell what beer it is, but then they do have a beer on top of that. But it's just that repetitive pattern that we see throughout life. I mean, there's a lot of patterns out there, and capturing that on photo is pretty cool. I'm with you there.
And I think that gets back to like the principles of art and design, where it's like the idea of like repetition. It's something the human eye loves. It's the same way we love contrast. You know, it's even if you don't understand that, even if like if you're like a non-artist, your eye is still going to be drawn to the idea of like something repeating, or if you have black versus white or like red versus green, you're going to be drawn to it just because of the push-pull that does to your eye.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about people that don't really quote-unquote get art or whatever going into a museum, but they're naturally drawn to one piece of art, right? Like there's something that catches us that regardless if you care about photography or not, a really well-taken photograph can blow us all away. It's the picture that we want to like the most on Instagram. We don't know why, but we're like, holy shit, National Geographic just listed their best photos of the year, right? Like, and they're incredible because they just like capture something that regardless if you care about photos or art, it like resonates. So
yeah, it just connects.
Absolutely.
And even though you don't get why it connects, you're still invested and you're like, oh, this is super cool.
Yeah, it gives you it gives you a feeling of something, and there's something deeper than just like whatever it captures. So yeah, I think that's why I like taking pictures, honestly, because I take pictures because I think in my head this is what I think it might look like. I won't lie, like 9 times out of 10 it doesn't end up looking like that all the time, but I try my best to like, man, I have a vision for what that could look like. I'm going to try that. And sometimes when you get it, it's like, oh man, I'm impressed with myself. I'm like, man, this looks really good. Like, so yeah, it's, you can't help but be drawn to some things.
Yeah. Which do you have more of? Do you have more moments where you impress yourself? Do you have more moments where you're like, oh, that's not good?
I won't lie. More moments when I'm just like, well, I mean, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever.
It'll work.
Yeah, and I mean, especially for like high grain and stuff, I'm not, you know, I of course want to put out my best work all the time, but I would assume if I asked anybody running a social media account for anything, perfection is not the goal, right? Like, it's a mixture of quantity and quality, and you can't spend 5 days trying to get a perfect picture. Sometimes you just got to say, that picture's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
It'll work.
Yeah, it'll work.
I think one of the cool things about photography is you do have the chance to, especially now with digital, you get multiple chances to get it right.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing because, you know, like working in stuff like drawing or pottery or stuff like that, there's any kind of like analog art where you're making something by hand, there's a lot of times where you don't get the chance to like hit the delete button and go back 2 steps because now you're committed and you're there.
Yeah.
Whereas with photography, it's like, all right, I'm going to try it like this, and then I'm going to try it like this, and then I'm going to adjust the aperture and try it like this, and I'm going to walk over here and shoot it from this angle. Now I'm going to shoot it from above.
And get immediate feedback of what that picture looks like, right? Like I can, especially with these mirrorless cameras now, which I have, like I take a picture, or I look in my viewfinder, and all the adjustments I've made are showing in my viewfinder. So like I know what the picture looks like before I hit the button.
Before you take the picture.
Right? So like it's wild now. I mean, now people are in the hundreds of thousands of photos that they have on hard drives, whereas before, you know, you have these film cameras, you were limited. You could only take as many shots as you had film. So
100%.
It's kind of wild. I mean, are we less talented then? I don't know.
Well, I think it's different, and
Sure.
I think that's kind of the way it goes when you talk about technology and art. Is a lot of times as technology advances, it cuts steps out of art, or it can change how we make it. But at the same time, it opens doorways to new things that we couldn't do before, or we couldn't do as easily. So I think about the stuff that can be done now in Procreate, where you can do animation stuff in Procreate on your iPad, whereas before you would have to do like cell shaded graphics and stuff like that, and it would take hours upon hours to do that, with multiple people working in a studio for somebody like Disney, whereas now you can just do it yourself in Procreate.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And there's always going to be an argument about that, about like what is pure, what is not,
Sure.
Where does the hand of the artist begin and the work of the machine begin? Yeah. And that
like all those crazy AI generated images
thing,
now, and I mean those are, don't get me wrong, I'm entertained by them. Mm-hmm. They're really cool to see, but I think I'm in the camp of I just prefer a human to make art. I don't need a computer to make art.
Yeah, and I don't know. I have multiple opinions on the whole thing.
Sure.
I'm not intimidated by it because I feel like, especially from what I'm seeing now, it's kind of a one-trick pony, and to some extent, like everything's kind of like, concept art you would see for like a movie or D&D or video games like that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to pinch those artists, but people that are doing stuff that's more of their own vision and unique voice, I don't think they're going to be affected as much by that, because it's like, if you want the thing I do, you're going to come to me.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you want this thing that a lot of people can do once you learn the tricks and the tricks of it, then, there's a computer can emulate that.
Absolutely. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that humans will always have the ability to connect with other humans better than computers, period. I mean, I do get the whole AI thing, and I'm on board partially, but like, at the end of the day, human-to-human interaction is going to be where the quality is. So, because there's uniqueness and there's soul behind something, right? So, they're cool, but it's not something I necessarily...
It does blow my mind, though, the number of people I work with that commission me to do stuff, and not just like, I get it when people commission me to do like a t-shirt design or like a beer label, something like that. But when I have people that commission me to draw art for them, I'm like, hey, do you want it digital or do you want it analog? And there's a lot of people that just want me to draw stuff digitally on my iPad, and I'm just like, I'm like, if I'm buying stuff from an artist, I want physical paper. I want a canvas. I want to see mark making. I want to see texture.
Right.
So, because I feel more of a human connection and energy coming off those pieces, as opposed to something that I know it looks slick and cool, but it doesn't quite have the same heart as what was made by hand.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, it's handmade is where it's at. Like I said before, Dad makes pottery. I mean, they have the ability to just have machines make pottery.
Right.
It's what you see at Target. It's what you see everywhere else. It's fine, but when you see handmade pottery sitting next to that, you can tell the quality difference. I mean, I think that'll stick around. I hope.
All right, serious question time.
Let's hear it.
One's got to go.
All right. Oh, God.
You can only shoot one for the rest of your
I'm a
life.
really indecisive person.
Would you rather shoot color or would you rather shoot black and white?
Color. Yeah. I think only because this sounds crazy. People are going to think I have the weirdest fears. I am terrified of being colorblind. Like the thought of just losing.
Not blind.
Well, that sounds terrible too. Yeah. I mean,
but colorblind.
God bless blind people that are just so incredibly in tune with their environment.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. But colorblind.
Colorblind specifically terrifies me.
Really?
Yeah. I love color. I look at your label for this beer, color all over it, and I want to be able to experience that. You see, we're looking in the tap room right now. Everyone has colorful shirts on, and it that stuff kind of it gives you a feeling of oh, this is cool. This is an environment where if you walk in, for example, a party and everyone's wearing black and white, feels a little formal, right? We just know that. Or if you walk into a place and everyone's wearing floral shirts and it's really colorful, it's going to be a way more relaxed environment, right? So it just gives you a little, and I don't know why I'm terrified of it, but I am I don't get it.
So you're saying you prefer Jimmy Buffett concerts to funerals?
Oh, who wouldn't? Are you serious? Jimmy Buffett concerts? Yes, absolutely. I've only been to one Jimmy Buffett concert. This is a sidebar.
Well, Rants and Rabbit Holes, that is the show.
Love it. I won't reveal too much, but Matthew Utter did take a lot of high grain people and some friends to the Jimmy Buffett concert via a party bus. Which was very fun, but have you been to a Jimmy Buffett concert?
I have not. My dad loves the Buff Man.
I have never. I did not expect that many. I'm just going to be straight up. I did not expect that many old people to be that wild.
Yeah, dude.
It's insane.
It's like their personal St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. I don't think I ever actually saw Jimmy Buffett. We got to around the concession stand at Riverbend, and then that's about as far as we got because of the amount of interactions with just wild people that we were with. So it was great. I heard him, but it was a great time. That was a sidebar. Matt, thank you for taking me to Jimmy Buffett.
It is crazy that this dude, even though right now he's like got to be pushing what 70 or something.
At least,
It's still like, yo, let's get blacked out.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna wear no shoes on stage. Let's get blacked out drunk on margaritas while I'm smoking weed. Like,
Yeah,
who is this person?
This is my day, and everybody else in the parking lot.
And
I encourage you to do the same
I
thing.
could be wrong. I'm pretty sure the guy's close to being a billionaire.
Yeah, no, he's got money.
Like the guy is loaded.
Well, I mean, he sells everything he does.
Yeah.
He's got Land Shark beer,
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville restaurant. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett's making bank.
He's the man.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Cheers to Jimmy.
hey, man, if every day is a beach day, you got to make the money to buy the beach, and that's what he did.
He bought a whole damn island.
He did.
I don't know if he did, but he should.
So I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go black and white. So
Okay.
everything I draw, everything I paint is generally it's color and it's very bright, like the label that you're
Yep.
seeing. But when I take photography, I love black and white just because I love to deal with like multiple layers of gradation
Yeah.
and being able to get like super dark blacks, really bright highlights, and just kind of like the artistic feel that you get from black and white, where it kind of, I don't know, there's something emotional about it or something
For sure.
that I connect with, where it's like, I just feel like for me, it's just like it's a bit more candid. Not to say I don't like color stuff,
Yeah.
but gun to the head, if I had to pick, I'm going black and white.
Well, I think that kind of makes sense with you a little bit too, because it's a little bit more like a drawing, like you said. If you were to have a pencil and draw a portrait, there's multiple layers of the same color, right?
Yeah.
And that is black and white photography. I agree with you. I do love black and white photography. And I think for the same reason that you mentioned, it does give it almost has an emotion to it a little bit more than color does. So, yeah, I get that.
Let's have a little fun real quick. What's your selfie game like?
Selfie game?
Yeah, because you know all the you know all the tricks. You know how to work with stuff. You know how to get a good photo. How's your selfie game?
It's pretty poor. I'm gonna prove it by taking one right now with you. Here we go.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, perfect. I don't actually do that on a regular basis. I don't like pictures of myself.
Me neither. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It's weird.
You did great, by the way. Let me take pictures of you in the brewery.
Well, that's because I just had to laugh.
But yeah, but you were just like chilling out and like not all stiff and stuff. It was perfect.
Well,
Anyways,
because I'm used to be I'm used to being you on that side of the dance.
Yeah.
So I know that like when I deal with somebody, it's just like, oh, like this is the way I should be right now. Is
Sure.
just smile.
Yeah.
This is what they want.
Right.
Make this work.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, yeah, I don't take a lot of selfies, honestly. I have a cat. I take pictures of my cat. What else do I take pictures of? Beer.
Beer's a solid thing to take pictures
Sometimes
of.
with my phone. Other than that, when I go to events, I'll take pictures of where I'm at. But selfie game is poor. I don't have any tips for anyone.
Okay.
I hear that the kids are telling me that 0.5 setting, like that like zoomed out setting on your phone, is how you should be taking selfies now. I don't.
All right, that would
I don't
help me. I'm bad at selfies because I have T-Rex arms, so I can't really like get the arm out there far enough to get a good selfie.
Okay.
So it's rough.
Okay.
It's
well, then
rough.
maybe the 0.5 setting would help you.
It helped to
It'd
get
be
me out
nice
a little
to
bit.
zoom
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
no, that's the move.
perfect.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So maybe this generation does know something.
They do know something. They know how to elongate their arms. How about action stuff, man? Do you ever shoot like sports, concerts, anything like that?
I have zero idea how to shoot a concert because it's such low light and it's like I struggle with that, to be honest with you. I would, if anybody knows how to shoot really cool concerts, hit me up. I would love to go to a concert. I've seen some of these concert photos that people get and it's like, oh, that's dope. Not very good there. The action shots though, I do like taking like sports photos. I was able to get a couple like what do you call them, press passes for FC Cincinnati when I worked for MadTree. And they got me on the field because they did some sponsorships, and that was a lot of fun.
That's
like
awesome.
I got to take pictures of players the whole time. So I'd love to be able to do that again. I have not done that in a long time though, but it's so much fun.
I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, man. My friend Jason Bechtel, is one of the photographers for the Cincinnati Roller Girls and has been for over a decade. He was originally started out doing concert photography. I'm always blown away by it. Again, what you're talking about of like shooting in low light, and then not only are you shooting in low light, but then you're shooting in the middle of like wild ass light shows where all of a sudden like 16 aqua beams just appear out of the darkness, and they sweep across stage, and then they drop out, and now there's like a weird red wave that's like flowing through the background and shimmering across. It's like, dude, how do you set your camera up to anticipate any of this?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. In my head, I'm thinking probably really expensive equipment. Like, I don't know. Because I'm not like trained in that at all, but concert photos are sweet.
Yeah, they are sick looking.
Especially like when you get those photos. I love the ones where you're in the crowd and you still see people's heads, but you're like super clear on whoever's on stage. Mm-hmm. Those photos of like feeling like you're in the show. Yeah, those are my favorite.
The focal point where it's just like it's zoomed in on the bands. I like those. I like action stuff where it's like if it's a show where people are stage diving or people are like moshing and stuff, or just any kind of dancing, just catching people like in mid moment. Yeah, I think that's really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. With you.
And I'm also a sucker for sports photography. My buddy Dorn Big, he lives in Columbus, and he does photography for the Blue Jackets and the Crew. And I'm pretty sure he got to do the Olympics a few years ago.
Oh shit, that's
awesome.
And
it's just really cool to see the stuff that he gets from like the lenses that he's working with. And again, just the whole idea of like these people are moving so fast, and he takes these pictures where like it's almost as if like you just hit a pause button on life, and you can literally see like the sod flying up off the ground, or like when he's doing the Blue Jackets, seeing like particles of ice flying up into the air as like two 230-pound dudes collide going 25 miles per hour. It's
incredible.
Skates. Yeah, it's so cool.
That's nuts. Yeah, a good buddy of mine, Jack Leiter, he does like the camera work for a lot of pro sports games. And the stuff that he's able to capture and like where he stands, like for the Reds, sometimes he'll stand in the Reds dugout and just like chats it up with Joey Votto and, records insane things happening. And that would be so much fun to me. Like,
yeah, that'd be a blast.
Like not only do you get to watch and experience the game, but you get to capture moments that people are talking about for weeks. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, and I think that's cool too when you like look back on that stuff years later, because I'm thinking about like Glenn Friedman's work, who did like a bunch of stuff with like various hip hop artists. Like he did a bunch of stuff with the Beastie Boys. He did a bunch of stuff with like hardcore bands. He did a bunch of stuff with like skateboarders. And just, now like 20, 30 years later, it's like, oh, dude, like all the stuff you were shooting is just your friends. Now it's like an important part of like modern American pop culture that's seen throughout the world.
Yeah, pretty fascinating.
Well, look, man, we're starting to wind down here. I got a few more questions for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about shooting fashion? I know you said your brother's a fashion designer. Have you ever dabbled in that world?
He let me actually, me and one of his friends did a video for his fashion show his senior year in college. That's the most like fashion forward stuff that I've really done. But aside from that, like, not really. But like, I follow actually a lot of local, like Jet Black Vintage is a Instagram page I used to follow. They actually got hacked, which is really unfortunate. Just saw their story, so I don't know what the new page is yet, but they're a vintage brand that sells vintage clothes, but they do really cool like street photography that's all about the style and the clothes that they're wearing, and I love following those accounts. I don't do a lot of that photography. If I had to make time though for like just fun projects, that might be the next thing that I do.
Is fashion
stuff?
I
think so. Like especially if like my brother, he's making his own clothes right now, so shout out Evan Neal. He makes incredible stuff, and like it'd be really fun to just do a random photo shoot somewhere and show off like that artwork. And it's art, so it's pretty cool.
If I ever went down that rabbit hole, I would want to do something with like cosplay. Like I think that'd be cool to shoot like the costumes and stuff that people make and designs. Because from working like enough Comic-Cons and stuff, like. Sure, like some stuff people show up in is like kind of off the rackers and they're great, but every time you go to some kind of con, like a horror con or a Comic-Con or anything like that, you see at least over the course of a weekend, at least like 5 things that just blow your mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to get my picture taken with you in this. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
How'd you do this? How'd you put so much time into it?
Yeah. I went to the San Diego Comic-Con
Whoa,
1 year.
nice.
I lived there for a little while, and that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
just
that-
the amount of like work that goes into some of these cosplay outfits, it's wild.
Yeah, dude. That is like the nerd mecca where
Yeah.
everybody must come on a pilgrimage
It's
at
pretty
least once
cool.
for their nerdiness.
If you like people watching, great place
Yeah,
to
people
watch.
watching
Yeah.
off the charts
Yeah.
there. Okay, so is it, what do you edit in? Like after you take the picture, are you a Photoshop guy, or are you working with something else?
My Photoshop skills are weak. I can do pretty basic stuff. Like we said before, most of the things I want to do on Photoshop, I'm YouTubing, which has been pretty good. Outside of that, though, I mostly just work with photo stuff. So I'm in Illustrator a lot, working with can design stuff that Josh and other people put up, and then I also do Lightroom. So Lightroom for me is my number one app that's open on every device that I own.
That you're constantly working in?
Constantly. So, which I love because it updates everything on each app, and so I can just go from iPad to phone to computer and update everything. But
do you have a set process that you do when you're in Lightroom? Like, do you kind of like have a thing of like, here's what I get my pictures look like, or does it depend on what you're shooting?
Again, my good buddy Shay, like early on, told me, hey, create presets.
Yes.
So create a preset for shooting a can in the tap room, right? So I made that preset, and now life is very easy because I take that picture, I hit preset, 99% of the time it puts it to exactly what I want it to look like.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes you gotta move a little bit, but yeah, I love it because the flow is just there.
Just
I
super
can
easy.
I can take a picture, edit the picture, post the picture in 5 minutes. Like it's really easy. So yeah, Adobe's pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest. Like I was a teacher for 8 years, so I did not necessarily ever really like work in the creative space for a really long time. But when I started to get into it, I realized how much capability there is in all those apps. So I've been learning basically every day. Definitely not an expert.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the whole thing too, especially as systems keep evolving, you have to keep learning as you go.
Yeah.
And your process at some point does change because of what you're working on. I had something pop up recently where I was trying to like do knockout layers on a project I was working on, and Adobe switched the way knockouts work, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I've been doing this now for a solid like 2 years, and you've completely switched the process on me, so this sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to keep. But for the most part, I'm with you. Like, the stuff that I know that what I make and do in things like Photoshop. Photoshop's my go-to app,
Sure.
And then I can transport stuff in Illustrator if I need to. But yeah, it's like, okay, this is my process. This is what I make. Somebody once described to me Photoshop and things akin to it, like Lightroom. It's like, imagine if you just want to change the oil in your car, but somebody gives you a whole garage where you can like swap out the engine and then change the fenders. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's like you can do tiny stuff, but you can also do
Yes,
gigantic
I
stuff.
agree. Yeah, it's intimidating to me a little bit. You know,
It
like
can be.
when you open this app that can do 4 million things, and you know how to do 4 of them.
Right.
Like it's a lot, but it's also pretty fun.
Yes.
Like you said, like if you want to do something, just throw it up on YouTube. You can figure out how to do that in like 15 minutes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's where we are today now with knowledge. It's like there's one, we came from a world where everything was based off memorizing knowledge and like being able to absorb and store it, and now everything is about, can I search for it and get what I need in the moment?
Yeah.
So now so we've moved from like being storage learners to access learners.
Yeah.
Where do I know how to access the things I need to learn the things I need to do in this moment?
Yeah, for sure. Which I think is pretty cool, right? Like we are seeking out answers and trying to find it, but you're right. There's been a shift. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, yeah, in the way you need to do the mastery of something, because it's like, well, I don't need to master the skill. I just need the skill right now.
Yeah.
Whereas there is other stuff where it's like, well, I'm going to repetitively do it, so I will eventually master it, but I don't have to look at it. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
But for some stuff, I just need this now, and I can plug it in.
I do that every day here at the job. I mean, there's some things where, I need to spend some time, make sure that I really know what the hell I'm doing. But then there's times where I'm like, this is the only fucking time I'm going to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to do this really quickly and never remember this again. But but I can learn both of those things just as quickly. Just search it on Google, hit play, and
Make it
then
happen.
10 minutes later, you have what you want. So,
Well, look, Austin, man, was there anything that we didn't talk about here today you were wanting to talk about? Was there anything we didn't hit upon?
oh man, I could do this for a long time. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. This has actually been really fun.
Okay,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm way more relaxed than I thought I was gonna be. But no, man, this has been really fun, dude. Like I've been excited. I'm gonna put a plug in there for you on your own podcast. But Tank made an incredible beer. It's called Rants and Rabbit Holes. It's a hazy double IPA. He did the artwork on the can. Is anybody else drinking the Rants and Rabbit Holes? Anybody?
Hey, nice.
How do you guys like it? It's pretty good, right? All right, let's give this guy a round of applause for making that beer.
Thank you.
He made that beer.
I did not make. Well, okay. Made that beer.
He also made the can design. So grab a 6-pack.
Okay, that I won't. That I won't do the air quotes.
All
on,
right,
but,
cool.
But on making the beer, making beer works like this. They go, "Hey, what do you want in it?" And you give them some hops, and then every once in a while they're like, "Here's a bucket, throw it in." And it's like, "All right, cool." And they're like, "You made beer." I'm like, "Did I?"
You did. You were part of the process, so you made beer. Absolutely.
Dude,
This has been fun.
there's mathematics going on back there. There's a bunch of wizard stuff going on. There's smoldering cauldrons,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's a whole thing.
And Brad will come in the tap room sometimes, sit down, and just start spouting off shit. And I'm like, literally no one has any idea what you're talking about. I appreciate it, but like, what are you saying? Like, it's chemistry.
Yeah.
It's stuff that I don't really fully get.
It's
but
borderline alchemy. They could be making gold back there. I don't know.
They could be.
Well, look, man. What's the future for you, photography-wise? Is there a thing that you want to do? Is there a place that you want to go shoot at? Is there a camera that you're trying to obtain? What's next steps?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I have no idea. I would love a new lens. High grain. If you want to buy me a new lens, just let me know. Other than that, no. I'd really love traveling. So when I travel, I love to take pictures. Lately, I have not been able to do that. So. Too much. So like the next big trip, I'm excited to just take shots wherever I end up going. I don't know what the next. I don't know. I really would like to enjoy just my own time doing photography a little bit more. That's my. You know what? You gave me my New Year's resolution.
Okay.
My New Year's resolution, I'm gonna spend a lot more personal time in photography because I do get a lot of joy out of it. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know yet.
Hell yeah. Nice. Well, look, man. What do you plug your social media and plug anything else you want about the beer before we get out of here?
Yeah, hell yeah. Follow us on Instagram, at High Grain Brewing. I'm at Austin Neal. There's nothing too exciting there. I don't think I've posted in over a year. Maybe 2 years. I'm not really sure. Yeah, man, come in, grab a beer. I'm here every day. If anybody that is listening to this wants to come and have a beer and chat about photography, or I just got to be an extra in a couple movies.
Sick.
So if you want to talk about any of that stuff.
Are you in the new De Niro movie?
What's that?
Are you in the new De Niro movie?
Yeah. So I got to be a member of the press, quote unquote.
Nice.
In that, so I'm banging on a taxi window as he's driving off, taking pictures of him, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Oh well.
Oh well.
And then I was in the Bike Riders movie with like Austin Butler and
very cool.
all those guys. So it's been pretty fun. It's going to be a fun year, man.
All right.
We're really excited. I'm excited for High Grain. I'm excited for myself. And thanks for having me on. This has been
thanks
really
for coming on the show.
a
I
lot
appreciate
of fun.
it.
Yeah, dude.
Well, cool. Hey, listener, you where to find me at Neil to No One on Instagram. NeilToNoOne.com is the website. Thanks for listening to the show. As always, 5-star reviews are great, but just telling a friend makes it even better. Live audience, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you.
And High Grain, thanks for doing this series with us. I really appreciate it.
Always,
Thanks.
man. You're always welcome.
Cool.